Hello ladies and gentlemen, a very good warm welcome to Jamuna Television. I am your host 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 and today we have a very special guest among us. Today we have UN Assistant Secretary General and UNOPS Deputy Executive Director 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵, welcome to Jamuna Television. How have you been and how the things are going on here in Bangladesh?
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really an honor and pleasure to be here with you today. And I've had a wonderful visit to Bangladesh here today over the last few days. As you know, this is part of a multi-country visit here in Asia. I'd had the opportunity to visit Myanmar and Thailand before coming here today. And I'm really here to come here and reinforce our commitment and collaboration with the Bangladeshi government and our partners here in the country.
If I talk about the priorities of your visit to Bangladesh and how do you see UNOPS contributing to the country's development priorities issues here in Bangladesh?
As you may know, UNOPS have actually been in the country for a long time. We'd had an office here since 2003. We have had support for a number of projects, both at the national and the regional level. In particular, we've been very engaged in the healthcare sector and a number of projects related to climate change. Climate change is, of course, a very big topic here in Bangladesh. We all know that Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable countries in regard to this topic. And so, of course, this is a key priority as we look to the future to be able to engage even more with Bangladesh and partners on this topic. We've been very worried about the impact that it has. As you know, tropical cyclones, just to name a little bit of statistic, cost Bangladesh around 1 billion annually. And as we look at the numbers into the future, we expect that 13.1 million people may become internal migrant over the next 30 years. Yeah. So it's really paramount that we engage and that we continue to deliver. And so just as an example, to give you an illustration as to what we do, we've been working in the past on a project in the 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗁𝗃 district, really helping with vulnerable communities there, delivering small grants, and this has supported more than 7,000 people. So these are some of the activities that we're looking to do in the future as well and to support on here in the country.
Yeah, plenty of information we have gathered from you and from your insights. But 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, can you brief us about your UNOPS global focus?
So UNOPS, let me just tell a little bit about UNOPS. UNOPS is a specialized UN agency. We have core capacity and a mandate to provide infrastructure, procurement, and project management services to other UN agencies and to partners. What we really do is to help implement, to operate priority projects for our partners. And as such, we are really the ones that are bridging the gap between sometimes the policies and the policy goals to delivering on the ground, making the practical solutions happen, as we like to say, within UNOPS. And if I may, just one particular project, again, to illustrate what is it that we would be doing, a project that I had the opportunity to recently visit myself is a collaboration with partners such as NMEP and 𝗔𝗲𝗃𝗁𝗃. And in this project here, we had the ability to help install 29 oxygen plants across the country to really support the need to have medical grade oxygen delivered into hospitals where it's needed. And again, I think this is a concrete example of being able to deliver the need when the gap is the biggest. We didn't have this oxygen delivered to the levels that was required before. So just a small example.
But you have some prioritized issues regarding the sustainable development goals, and also I would like to talk about the climate change issues and impact here in Dhaka, especially in Bangladesh. So as you know, Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable country. If I talk about the order, it's 7, so probably you may know. So there are many things that are ongoing. If I talk about the impacts here in Dhaka, here in 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗁𝗃, especially in Jamalpur, and there are many places like 𝗂𝗏𝗏. So what kind of things do you have to mitigate the situation, or if I talk about the climate challenge issues?
So I think climate change goes Climate change is a very big topic that impacts health, it impacts people's livelihood, it impacts people's ability to maintain jobs and to really grow the economy. So climate change is such a big topic that needs to be addressed, and to really also support the development and continue the growth of the country. So what we are really looking to do is to support everything that relates to climate change. It can be resilience programs, it can be mitigation projects. We do this, of course, always in partnership with others. It will be the government, it will be partners coming in. We like to partner also with local civil society partners to be able to make sure that we can really reach out as far as we can. So a number of different initiatives that's going hand in hand, addressing the climate change and delivering sustainability at the same time and growth. These are really the type of projects that we are looking to support.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that collaboration is very important. So regarding that perspective, if I talk about the development projects, so what kind of impact do you have to make the things are more sustainable, the relationships are more sustainable?
So again, I think it's really the ability to make the bridge between the policies. There's always a political desire to be able to deliver some things and then sometimes make it happen on the ground. And that's where UNOPS comes in. We're really the ones that are very good at taking the engagement, the design that comes from the policy side, and then turning into the real projects like the 29 oxygen plants or small grants delivery into a community that needs it really on the ground. So that's what we need to do, and we like to do that both on the climate side to make sure that you can address the health issues that comes from the climate impact as well.
Well, let's talk about the regional perspective and regional partnership as well. So UNOPS has a presence not only in Bangladesh but also in Asia and around the world as well. So can you share with us some of your reflections on how UNOPS contributes globally to address the agenda of 2030?
So global, as you said, is operating globally, but we always operate locally. So the important thing for us is to make sure that we are always operating within the right context with the right local knowledge so that we can deliver the right solutions just for the specific context and the need. But we do that always with the backdrop of having a full knowledge of how we operate within climate change, how we operate within health, because we have experience from our global portfolio. So I think the impetus that, or the key competence that UNOPS brings is this ability to bring experience from across global portfolio into the very specific needs on the ground. And of course, we operate here across Asia. I'm proud to perhaps mention a project that we recently committed in Sri Lanka, where we remodeled a new hospital there, and as we had also worked on a project to recycle plastic, both in Sri Lanka as well, just to name two projects here in the region. I just talked about some of the projects we do here in Bangladesh. In Pakistan, also not far from here, we have reconstructed 11 schools, rehabilitated 3 hospitals, built 4 community centers, just to give a little bit of an example. And then we can go outside the region talking about fantastic things we've been doing in Africa, in Sudan and Somalia, and Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, where there's been political unrest, we have been able to really come in and also help make sure that the community has access to basic infrastructure services. Of course, we're very engaged in the Gaza, in the Middle East at the moment. So just to give you a little snapshot to say we are very engaged in everything related to humanitarian, fragile and development settings around the world. We engage in all these different contexts and are very committed to deliver on the ground.
Yeah, we are hopeful and we're looking forward to have a positive response, of course. But as you know, that we the Bangladeshi people are just currently having a festive mood, probably we are having a spring festive, and you have got that vibe as well just few minutes back. So regarding that perspective, I am just sharing my asking to you that UNOPS celebrates its 30th anniversary this year. So it's another festive is going to be happen again, once again. So how has the organization evolved over the decades to contribute to a better world for future generation, and what it is current vision moving forward?
So I'm actually very proud to be part of UNOPS, because in one thing it's had its core mandate to be a provider of these practical solutions that we keep mentioning, these really tangible projects on the ground. That's been the core mandate for UNOPS for 30 years, and we will continue to deliver on that mandate. But we're also an organization that keeps learning and adapting to the external environment. And so as we look to the future, I think you will see us being more engaged in local communities, being more engaged in topics like climate change, and bringing new, perhaps, solutions into old problems that we need to really address. So I think you'll see a new and adopted UNOPS going forward. Look forward to be able to bring that to the world.
Well, so we are in the last part of our conversation. So regarding that perspective, I would just want to know that do you have any particular message for the Bangladeshi people or for the Bangladesh? And also I would like to know, if you allow me, that do you have any particular Bangla words to share with us?
Thank you so much for finishing off with this. And I think I have just 2 words to share with you. 𝗤𝗲𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗃. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina, for joining us, for joining with Jamuna Television. It's been a pleasure to have you among us.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.